think it's important to study Jonestown and People's Temple for a couple of reasons. One, it seems to have continuing resonance and relevance to us today for a variety of reasons. This was a political and social movement that emerged in the 50s, but mainly the 60s and 70s. And to try and understand what drew people to communal living, why would they give up privilege, as I say, why would they sacrifice themselves, maybe not necessarily in Jonestown, but sacrifice themselves by giving up individual careers, incomes, households, and doing all this collectively. I think those are all issues that raise significant questions about how we live today. How do we make meaning? How do we try to make the world a better place? And I think that certainly people joined People's Temple with that goal in mind, that they were trying to create something, not trying to destroy something. Now, of course, things went terribly wrong, and there were problems in leadership, the hierarchy. Don't get me wrong, that there were serious internal issues and problems that also actually are worth learning about, right? How not to run a movement. But on the other hand, there are also lessons that we can learn about. Well, if we take into account the problems and try to not do it that way, but build on what might have been considered successful, which was working with other collective groups, other political coalitions, energizing people to put in long hours for a cause that they thought was greater than themselves. I think that those are all worth investigating and considering, especially in our own day when income inequality is increasing, people are living in cars more and more. What lessons of living together might be drawn from the People's Temple experience? Not just the bad lessons, but also what good lessons might we learn by investigating how they ran the operation, how they did business. I think there's a lot to be learned. We just have to separate the wheat from the chaff and make sure that we don't replicate the bad things in our attempt to emulate the good things.